Okay, we should be live. Yes, okay. I was just waiting for it to come on because the countdown was like kind of out of sync with the stream. But hey all, I'm Sayuri, and this is going to be Sonic Forces New Game Plus. Just the quick basis of the run is that I'm running this off of a completed save file of the game. So there's no cutscenes to skip, the story is already completed, no prompts to go through. Everything on this file is already unlocked and collected. So this is just a quick, like hour-long estimate, 55, just stage to stage. So no cutscenes or anything to skip. It's just fast and easy. Well, not easy, but let's get the show on the road. So I'm gonna start here. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. All right. So welcome to Sonic Forces. So the basis of this run is, if you've ever played Sonic Generations, you should know how the modern Sonic stages go. If you've ever played Sonic Mania, the classic Sonic stages are like that game, but not good. So classic Sonic is a lot heavier in this game. Modern Sonic has like a weird thing where his boost kind of lets him fly through the air. There's a lot of weird quirks that this game has that the other games don't. You can blame it on rush development or whatever you want, but it's certainly helpful for the speedrun because this is kind of an interesting beast of the modern Sonic stages. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. We'll get into it more later, but this first stage here is just tutorial stage, more or less. Not really much to say here. The real fun starts in the next level. I'm going to start explaining that right away, so where you have the custom character, the avatar, and the whole shtick with the avatar is that you can customize their appearance and all that, but they can also use special weapons that are based off of the wisps from Sonic Colors, and it's basically weaponized wisps, so wispins, and the one that we use the most is the drill wispin, because the drill, simply put, you charge up the drill, you let it go, and the avatar just gets shot forward. It's like really fast. And we're going to be taking advantage of that. Yep, just like that. Oh, stream dropping frames? I have the chat pulled up.
Alright, do you have a minute for what we're filming?
Yes, indeed.
Alright, good morning, GSA fans. We are raising money to help Hackensack Meridian Health, their clinic and research center. So any money donated right now through tiltify.com/@speedrun is going to go directly towards this Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation. Even just $3 is good for an N95 mask, and $10 is good for a test.
And 21. Oh, 22. Alright. Alright, then that was pretty decent. I'm going to be going for mostly marathon save strats, but there is at least one major skip coming up in a few stages that I'll still give at least one shot. Like, I suppose for some of the major skips, I'll give them like maybe one shot at least. Classic Sonic, just drop dashing constantly through the stage. That's just the gist of classic Sonic, just utilizing the drop dash. Okay. She's quiet? Alright. I can turn her up in a sec. Because it just set to the Discord default of 100%. I wasn't quite sure if that was good enough or not, because it can come out differently to stream, but obviously I can't listen to stream, so I can't tell. That was decent.
So I hope this is a little bit better and you can hear me still over the stage. Just as a reminder, all donations go directly to Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation for patient care and for research to help with this COVID-19, possibly getting a cure or the vaccine as soon as possible. So please donate through tiltify.com/@speedrun. Will be very helpful for us. Or them.
Okay, I think that should be good. So I bet you can tell right away from watching that the drill is obviously a big focus of this run, as I mentioned earlier. You can see how fast I was able to just zip through the stage with that. Oh, got hit there right there. What I've seen casual players usually do is they go through most of the game with the burst or the lightning wispins, and those are great wispins actually casually, but when you're doing a speed run, they're just not fast, and that's why the drill is so great. Alright, this part's just an auto-scroller. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, turn down the game a bit. And this would actually be a great time for donations or readouts or anything, because this is the most boring, non-eventful stage in the run.
No problem. So I want to let everyone know that we have donation incentives. We have several polls. You can vote for your favorite Super Mario Maker 2 team, which they are going to be playing on Sunday night. You can also vote for your favorite Super Mario 64 team, or let us know what's the best game franchise between Pokemon, Sonic, Mario, and Zelda. If you really like Sonic, like you're watching right now, go ahead and donate. Currently at $0. Oh no.
Oh, come on, guys, we gotta get that up. Okay. Right. Hopefully the host voice is better. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys can tell, but this is, like I said, it's a very uneventful boss fight right here. This is mostly just, I guess you could basically refer to it as an auto-score, because as long as you get all the hits on the first cycles, then, I mean, there's really not much to say. This is like the one part of the game that's always good for donations or readouts if you're doing a marathon run.
Well, then I can do just a little bit more and let you guys know that right now, best game franchise, Pokemon is winning at $204.92, with Zelda coming up second at $155. The favorite SM64 team right now is the Babes, which is Cheese and Ludwig, and the favorite SMM2 team is Grand Pooh Bear and the Beast, 721.
Okay, so that part's over. I was falling asleep there. The reason I was able to quit out is because this game normally goes by, not this game, this category normally goes by in-game time. So the animation that plays after of Sonic beating up Zavok is unnecessary to watch. And it saves RTA to skip it, so there's no reason not to. Unless you just like Sonic beating people up, I don't know. Alright, so here we have the first major skip of the run I'm going to try. It's just a egg gate skip. Basically, to simplify it, it's literally just I fly to the end of the stage. That's like the best way to put it. See if I get it here. Alright. So I got the first part of the skip here. It's just a quick boost jump, and now I'm in my ball form. Now the hardest part of the skip coming up is being able to land on the rail that's in the distance, so we'll see if I can manage that. Alright, you can see it down there. Oh, I got it. Alright, cool. First try. Easy. Yeah, so that's exactly as I described it. You basically skip the entire stage with that. Yeah, that's a very scary space jump. And this part is just QTE. For all the QTEs in this game, you can just mash. There's no penalty for just mashing. If you do nothing, then Sonic can actually die in some cases, which is why you shouldn't also do nothing. Or which is why you also shouldn't just do nothing. Yeah, it's very common with 3D Sonic games, like especially SA2, like Crazy Gadget Skip or the Eternal Engine Skip. Flying straight to the end of stages is very common in 3D Sonic games, and their skips for some reason. Alright, so here we have the hardest skip in the run. This is Pyramid Skip, and I'm going to go for this once, just for the marathon purposes, otherwise I'll try to go through it normally. Because I don't want to waste too much time with this, but it's literally the same as Egg Gate Skip in the fact that you're basically just flying to the end of the stage, more or less. You do that first clip out I saw there, and now I'm out of bounds, and I'm just going to be drilling up the part where you normally do the very memed double boost. And then the second part of the skip involves doing one more clip out, and then doing a boost, and then a drill, and hopefully I'll fly straight into the goal, but we'll see what happens. Oh! You saw the goal right there. Okay. You saw the goal right there in the distance. Sometimes the problem can be that you're either too far away from the goal, or the collision for it is kind of tight, so you're not always going to get it. I'll do the fast method of going through it, because basically for marathon runs, I found like my marathon run philosophy for Sonic games is that you really don't want to spend too much time doing just grinding out a certain skip, because like it's a marathon, you know, you want to keep things moving. So if you fail something once or twice, then you should just go through it normally, because I don't like wasting people's time, and don't want to watch me. I don't think it's very interesting to watch somebody grind out a skip for a few minutes. If you get it, that's cool, but if not, then whatever. There's still some strats I can do here. Mainly, the fast way to go through here is with the Lightning Wispin, but I can take advantage of this drill's special perk, which is being able to gain momentum after stomping. As you saw right there, once I stomped, I gained my max speed immediately, and I could use that. I could chain that together with a jump, and then I can do some pretty crazy stuff with it. I can get a lot of distance, basically, and I can just do that to quickly jump from gear to gear. Alright, that's... Oh, there. Yeah, with the gears spinning around, movement can still be kind of difficult. Yeah, I'll just... Here... Oh, I have not seen that before. They're just running in the air there, that's funny. Alright, so not a very good Arsenal Pyramid, but what can you do? Marathon luck, bad luck, whatever. So the next stage is Luminous Forest, and this has yet another skip. And while this doesn't skip like the entire stage, the skip itself is actually pretty late into the level. It is still the same case of basically like flying to the goal. You'll notice a lot, like I said, a lot of Sonic games have that in common with their skips. First part of the stage here, though, is nothing special. It's just literally just boosting forward for 15 seconds.
Any Sonic fans out there, please come and donate for our favorite franchise. Sonic is currently sitting at $0 while Pokemon is winning. So if you like Sonic, please donate, and all funds will go directly to Hackensack Meridian Healthcare to help them with research and patient care.
Alright, and we're there. Alright. So boosting up an invisible wall that has collision for some reason. I don't know, ask Sonic Team. And then we just jump in our ball form and we hold that to completely skip a QTE that you would normally have to go through. And there we go. The whole reason we can do this skip is because Sonic Team put collision on that wall that we run up. There's no reason for them to do that. You never go up there in normal gameplay. So I'm kind of baffled as to why they let you do that, but whatever. Can't complain. Alright, and here we have our first boss fight with one of the game's antagonists, Infinite, the new guy introduced in this game, with the super edgy theme song and the dubstep music that plays in his fights. I'm not a music person, so I couldn't tell you which genre this is. So this fight is an auto-scroller. Sonic is always moving forward. I love Sonic and the Secret Rings. And it's like that game, but better. The whole gist of this fight is that Infinite is running away from you. You got to catch up to him, hit him when necessary. We're going to go for a quick kill strat here, which is basically you just kill him 30 seconds earlier than normal. All that entails is that you hit him 2 times in the first cycle and 5 times in the second cycle, and then you can completely skip the third cycle of the fight. Just gotta hit him in time. Alright, got it. Alright, cool. And just like the Zavok fight, I just skipped past that with the pause menu, because the timer stops after you deal the last hit, and there's no reason to watch the rest of the animation about Infinite ranting, so yeah, just skip right past that. Alright, now we have Green Hill, my favorite stage. Did they not realize how redundant that is? At least give it an original name. The song that plays in this stage is called Faded Hills, so I don't know why they didn't just call the level that, but whatever. Alright, so as you can tell, this is a pretty basic classic Sonic stage. Didn't mean to get that dead there, but most of the classic Sonic stages, what they have in common is just you're just drop dashing through the stage, because it's the one thing that carried over from Sonic Mania, and because classic Sonic feels totally different otherwise, and it's very helpful. If you've ever seen the Sonic Mania speedrun, it's about as helpful as it is there. Let's drop dashing through there. Sekiro? No. I wish I could destroy Sekiro. I suck at those games. Do I look similar to them? That's funny.
So how long have you been practicing for the speedruns for Sonic?
For this game, like in general, or just for this marathon?
In general, like how long did it take you to, get good at this game?
Oh god, I'd say it took me like maybe a good year before I was confident in myself. I started speedrunning this game the day it came out. Like there was a time on November 7th, 2017. There was actually a time when I played this game at least once every day since the game came out for like a good 4 months. Like I was really into this game. I've calmed down now. I don't play this game every single day of my life anymore, but I don't feel the need to practice as much because I've been running the game for almost 3 years now, so I think I have a pretty good grasp on it.
That makes sense.
I haven't really ever had a game before that's made me want to play it this much to get really good at it. It was kind of special in that department. So as you can tell, the gist of this boss fight is just knocking the rocks or sheets of metal back at Eggman. There are patterns that you can look for. You notice how I got 2 rocks that are far apart and 2 rocks that are close together. How many stop? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, there also wasn't much to say about that. That fight is slightly RNG, but for the most part, you should at least get like a 55 when you defeat him, because the ball cycles, or like the cycles of hitting the rocks back at him, are pretty quick. Alright, up here is one of my favorite stages in the game. I'm just ashamed it's so short. It's just a romp through the city, through the destroyed city with the Avatar. There we go. There is a strat I will go for in the middle here, which involves me kind of flying through the loop if I can get this right. There's also a chance of a soft lock if I fail. So let's try that. Sure, I'll take it. That wasn't faster, but it's funny to watch. I got the slow version of the skip. Alright. And there we go. Yeah, the stage is over already. That was a... Yep. That middle part with the loop is the most frustrating part about that stage, because it's very easy to softlock there if you drill too early, and the Avatar will just get stuck in this perpetual loop of walking towards the invisible wall. I'm glad that didn't happen, though. Alright, next up...
What makes that your favorite level?
Honestly, it's just the music. I'm just gonna be straight up. I just love the music in that level. This whole soundtrack is a banger, except arguably the classic Sonic music. A lot of people hate the classic Sonic music when they first hear it, but I was kind of indifferent to it until I got to a point where I was like, whatever. I've heard it so much that I guess it's just white noise to me. It doesn't really bother me anymore. I've heard much worse music in the Sonic game. Anybody who's played Rise of Lyric or The Dark Brotherhood should be able to attest to that. Alright. So I'm doing pretty good here. The most annoying part about this level is the casino gimmicks that can bounce you up and down and all around, but I didn't really have any trouble with that, so that's good. It's, aside from the casino gimmicks, this is a pretty basic classic Sonic stage. That was alright. Alright, so next up, however, is the most hated stage of every Sonic Forces runner in this game. It's Aqua Road, and it's certainly a stage in this video game. To put it simply, it's a water slide level, and we're skipping the water slide by drilling over it, and we maintain our momentum by drilling over it. The problem is that it's very easy to lose control and fall to your death. So I'm trying to avoid that, that's all. Okay. Alright, first part went good. Alright, it's not over yet. Alright, so the next annoying part about the second half here is not the drill, but rather there's a good chance that you can get knocked off by those motobugs that are on the slide with me. They can knock me off the slide and I can fall to my death. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, alright. Alright, we're good. I wish I had a heart rate monitor so you guys could see just how high my heart rate gets. The further... It's like one of those things where the further you get in the stage, the more worried you get. Like, oh man, I'm actually making it through this time. You're really worried if it's actually going to work out or not. Alright, and as if it's like a breather level, the next level, Sunset Heights, is the most basic modern Sonic stage in the entire game. It's like, the developers knew how awful Aqua Road is, so they just gave us this pathetically easy breather modern Sonic stage. The biggest strat in this stage comes from a part that lets us, coming right up ahead, that lets me hover over to the loop in the distance. Let's see if I get it. Alright, I got it. That was like the biggest strat. You notice how I just flew right into the loop right there? Yeah, that's like the biggest strat in this stage, really. Funnily enough, because this stage is so basic, it's also really hard to optimize. The world record for this stage in particular is either a 44 or a 45 if I recall, but that's because they go for a really ridiculous strat towards the end of the stage that involves doing a very precise double jump over to a box that takes you to a rainbow ring. I never go for it because I just don't think it's worth it. Alright, so next up is my favorite stage in the game, actually, Capital City. There are a few skips in this stage that are easy to mess up, but I'm still going to go for them because I want to see if I can show them off. Let's see right here. I got it! Alright, that was the first skip. It lets me skip a cutscene with Infinite at the beginning of the stage. Second skip right here is a clip through the floor. And the next skip coming up here is the hardest one in the stage. Let's see if I get this. I got it! Alright, okay. Alright, we got like a perfect Capital City. That's good. The last skip could have gone a little better. I could have flown right up to the top, but otherwise, that was like a perfect Capital City. That's the marathon look I want in marathons, online or offline. That's the look I want. That's one of those stages when if you do it right, it's just such a fun stage to play through. Alright, coming up next is another breather. Okay. Alright, and we're done. That was the whole fight. If you blink and you miss it, that was the whole fight. As you can tell, I was just doing quick drills and then stomps to just like quickly attack him. That was the whole fight. Alright, next up is Chemical Plant, Classic Sonicstage. This is like Classic Sonic's version of Sunset Heights, where it's the most basic Classic Sonic stage. This stage doesn't really have any special strats or tech. It's really basic. Okay. Let's see what I got here. Oh, I couldn't see on the floor. Alright, there is one strat I'm going to go for that this stage has, which is a jump in the middle of the stage that saves around 10 seconds if you get it. Let's see. And I got it. Nice. Yeah, if you fail that jump, then you fall to the bottom path, and it loses about 10 seconds. So, I got it. That's great. That's not like a one-frame jump, but, you know, I should really do a frame count of that jump to see how many frames you actually have to do it. Because you can jump too early and not get it, or you can jump too late and not get it, so it's all about the timing. I don't really have a timing for it, to be honest. I just kind of jump when I feel like I might get it. Alright, next up is Red Gate Bridge, and this is a boss fight stage with Metal Sonic. I'm going to do a skip here. It might take me a few tries. Never mind. Okay. Alright, we got it. So what you saw there, you might be a little confused, is basically I was skipping past an auto run trigger, and then I was skipping a QTE trigger that normally activates a Death Egg robot, and then I was angling my drill in a specific way that lets me stomp right to where the boss fight with Metal Sonic is. I think that skip and hole saves 15 seconds? 10 seconds? I haven't done this stage without the skip in a long time, so I can't really tell you how much it saves exactly. But it's definitely worth going for. As for the boss fight itself with Metal Sonic, this is probably more boring than Infinite 2, because all you're doing here is just jumping and drilling forward. Like, you can do this whole fight with just one hand. It's very basic. I was going to show you guys my controller, but I realized my cable is really short. Alright. And for the double boost here, you don't actually have to mash for it, because the double boosts that happen during boss fights, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter, because the game catches you up to where you would be if you did mash. So there's no reason to mash, really, so I don't. Alright. Eat? Haven't heard that word in a while. Sorry, thank you. Alright, Guardian Rock. This is a stage that's mostly over in like 20 seconds if I can get it right, because the last half of the stage is just a giant QTE. Get this. Yeah, you see these legs that are all over the place, and the speedrun in this level is all about just avoiding the cycles of those legs, but yeah. And this I can just, yeah. This QTE is always the same, so this is like the one part of the stage you never practice. How much of the run is spent designing my OC? Well, you don't ever take the time to do that in either New Game Plus or any %. You can see I have customized it. I kind of did that in my spare time. One of my moderators on my channel came up with a name for him, which is why I call him Flash. Swear, if the Avatar creator ever comes back, I'm just gonna remake him. Because me and him have been through so much doing runs together. Okay, and that part's over. That whole thing was just a QTE. All I did was just mash A. And stage is over. Now, with the Avatar creator, the species that you choose does matter somewhat. The most helpful species is arguably either the wolf, which draws in items around them, or was it a duck or a bird? The bird avatar, which lets you do a double jump. So any avatar species besides those two is really all just preference. It doesn't really matter for the most part. Alright, so here we got some interesting rail jumps with Modern Sonic. Let's see if we can get them. No, alright, what's that? Actually, I can just restart. The beginning of this level right here is mostly just about jumping from rail to rail. Let's see, this one. Alright. Got the first rail jump. Second rail jump is a little scarier. Let's see if I get it. Alright, got it. Alright, so the first section is done. Now it's just the indoor section of the factory, whatever, chemical plant. Okay. The gimmick with this part of the level is that there are these piles of water that'll come down on you, and they push Modern Sonic down. As you just saw there, I got trapped in one. If you get trapped in one over a pit, then all bets are off. You're dead. So avoid them at all costs. Okay. Oops. You saw I did a double jump there in the middle of the stage. Now, that basically skipped an entire upper section of the level. And that was pretty decent. I have like a specific like range of times in my head for each level that I'm like, okay, if I get in between here and here, it's a good level. I'm like, oh, in Ghost Town, if I get anywhere between like a 40 and a 45, I think it's a good Ghost Town. So like I set those little benchmarks for myself in each stage. All right, so here we have arguably the most annoying classic Sonic stage, just because it's the longest of them. There's a lot going on here. It's obviously very reminiscent of the Sonic 3 Death Egg Zone, only nowhere near as fun or exciting. It's this level feels like more of a chore to go through because the conveyor belts are probably the biggest annoyance here. These are probably some of the most annoying conveyor belts in any Sonic game, honestly. At least when you're starting to speedrun the game, it becomes really evident how much these really hinder you in the level. It's hard to adjust to them. So the gist of this level is staying at the top path, which stop me if you've heard that before for a Sonic game. But unlike a lot of Sonic games, going to the bottom path in this stage is really punishing. Like, if you fall to the bottom path in this stage, it's a really huge time loss. Like, at that point, I would almost consider resetting the entire run. Like, I wouldn't do that in a marathon, but falling to the bottom is really punishing in this stage. This is one of the classic Sonic stages you would probably want to practice the most if you were running this game. And the last part here, as soon as I wait for this cutscene to finish. And I'm just going to spin dash through the rest of this. And great level design there, just a conveyor belt. Alright, that was pretty good. Okay. So Metropolitan Highway is not another basic modern Sonic stage. I bet you thought I was going to say that. This stage is all about precise jumps, more or less. So, first one is going to come up soon. Alright. After the skydiving part here. It's basically a jump to a shortcut that is in the middle of the road for some reason. Oh, I missed that. Okay. Got it. Alright, second one.
Do you have a poll now about...
Oh, you're cutting out. Might be having technical difficulties. Alright, and we have one last little precise jump over here. Got it, alright. That skips a small little cutscene that happens within the level of Sonic just running around the stage. It saves about 10 seconds? 8 to 10 seconds. Alright, next up is a stage... is the stage I'm probably the least confident in, only because it's null space, and there are like a bajillion different ways to go through this stage, and it just so happens that all the fast methods are really difficult to do. Basically, it's just like what I stated earlier, I'm going to try and go for this once, and if I don't get it, I don't get it. I have backup strats that I can do, more or less. For this double boost, you do have to mash. Alright, so at the beginning of the stage, there's a rail in the distance I'm going to try to jump to. So let's hope I get that. If not, I'll just go through that part normally. Oh, I got it. Never mind. I'll play this part safe. Alright, second part is coming up. Oh, that was close. Alright, I'm gonna try this only once. Ah, couldn't get it. Alright, that was too low. Okay, well, if you do that correctly, then you touch the orange ring, which just takes you right to the end of the stage. It's a very difficult skip. I don't have a very have a very high success rate with that. But you got the gist of it, because I literally perform most of the skip. It is very satisfying when you get it, though. So, one day I'll get it in a marathon run. One day. Right now, I don't want to lose any more time, so I'm just going to play it really safe. Because I don't like wasting time in marathons. And here, we're just going to use this boost capsule to boost to the end. Just going to kind of fly over those rails right there. I never really understand why they made the boost so overpowered in this game, but I'm not complaining. Yeah. Disappointed I couldn't get the huge skip, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Alright. Oh, sorry for all my coughing. I had an allergic reaction with the cat last night, and I'm still, like, recovering from it, even though I took a shower and everything. Alright, so next up is Imperial Tower. This level is all about quick drilling. It kind of goes by in the blink of an eye, so... Let's see if I get this. Oop, I missed that. Uh-oh. Ah, got it. Alright, so the reason that happened is because I waited too long to drill. So, well. Uh-oh. Actually, I have a better idea here. Let me... jump there. Alright. I'm gonna... Alright, I got it. Cool. I love that skip. So basically, that was, you saw I just kind of skipped. The avatar kind of went in an upright angle, and I was able to jump all the way to the spring that's at the end of the stage. It's very cool to pull that off, actually. Okay. Oh, get out of the way. Talking about that little purple electrical ball there.
Just a reminder, you can donate at tiltify.com/@speedrun. All money goes to Hackensack Meridian Health COVID Response Fund. And right now we do have a poll up looking for the best franchise, and Sonic is in last place. So if you like Sonic, donate even $1.
Even $1, guys, come on. Alright, here we have yet another stage where it's not a basic modern Sonic stage, and there are two big skips in this level I'm going to try to go for. First one is coming right up here. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, I got the first half of it. Normally, if you get that, you just stay in your ball form, and you... Wish I could do it up with my hands. You stay in your ball form, and you kind of snake around the platform, so you can get right to the checkpoint. Saves about, I'd say, 5 seconds over doing that section normally. Alright, and the next skip here... Let's see if we got this... I got the skip. Nice. That's another... I didn't want to explain it because I was worried if I didn't get it, I'd look silly, but no, I got it. But you'll never guess what happened there, but I flew to the end of the stage. Stop me if you've heard that before. Alright, next up we have the last boss fight with the Edgelord himself, Infinite. And this is the longest fight of the bunch. So this fight is all about cycles, so I'm just going to do some focusing here, because I don't want to screw this up. a good time for this stage would be around a 145 to a 150. And if I screw up the cycles, I can get a 2-minute plus time, which I do not want. So I'm just going to try to focus here. Alright, the worst part of the fight is over. I'm disappointed I hit the Phantom Ruby cube things, whatever you call those. But, oh well. Okay. And just like the other boss fight double boost, you don't have to actually mash for this. There's a little wet right there. Okay. Infinite is dead. Just look at that. Look at how he slams onto the floor. That animation is almost comical. It just slams onto the floor like that with no signs of life. Okay. Screens. Alright. Now, Iron Fortress is the last classic Sonic stage, and one of my least favorites, not because it's difficult, but because it's boring. And that makes all the difference. Alright, this is the next minute of the stage. Here we have an auto-scroller. I don't know why, but whatever. This is a good time for donations or readouts if you have any.
Sure. So, just as a reminder, I know I've said it several times, but 100% of the funds raised will go directly to the COVID Response Fund at Hackensack Meridian Health. And if you want to support Sonic specifically, watching this great Sonic run, we do have a poll going asking what is the best franchise. Pokemon is currently winning, and Sonic currently has a sad $0. Sorry about the dog in the background.
Oh, you're good. I'm surprised my dog isn't barking.
And only $3 pays for an N95 mask for healthcare workers, $10 pays for an antibody test to help research better treatments and a cure, possibly a vaccine. And if you are, staying at home, distancing, maintaining at least 6 feet between people. If you're out in public, wear a mask or cloth covering over your mouth and nose to help prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Let's see, what's the world record for this game? Like most speed games, it depends on the category. If you're talking about any percent, or in this game we have any percent no rental, any percent rental, new game plus story stages. I think like the fastest time in general for this game is 54. And for this category, the Blue Mania has world record. You saw him in chat earlier. But his time isn't submitted to SRC. So on SRC, it appears that I have the world record, but I don't. It's Blue Mania. This stage is like one giant auto score. You're basically just boosting and sliding to the end here. This stage I really wish there was more to it, because the idea of it is really cool. You know, the song that plays in this stage is like 4 minutes long, but the stage itself is like 1 minute long. It's infuriating. Alright, we have time for like one more readout, if you have any.
Sure, I can read something out.
Oh, you just mentioned it.
Yeah, so just wanted to mention again, we do have some incentives for donating. You can vote for your favorite Super Mario Maker 2 team, your favorite Super Mario 64 team, the best game franchise, and you can now help choose the Pokemon for Puzzle League coming up later today, as well as the file name for the Ocarina of Time. So if you want to get in on those, please donate at Tilt Speedrun.
Ocarina of Time file names are always the funniest ones. I hope it's something stupid like Lonk. Lonk always makes me laugh for some reason.
I agree.
Alright, so here we have the final boss of the run. This is the Mega Death Egg Robot. It says Death Egg Robot, but this thing is canonically called the Mega Death Egg Robot. I don't know why they don't differentiate it, but either way, the Mega Death Egg Robot is split into 3 phases. First phase you do Classic Sonic, second phase you do the Avatar, and the third phase you do all 3 at once. So this is basically just like the Dr. Eggman fight where you're just knocking the rocks back at it. So these... It's the second phase of the fight which has the hardest strat of any of the boss fights. So I'm just going to hope I get it. Alright. It's not over yet. Wait for it. Okay, we're good. Alright, I got the strat. We're good. You're not clear until this cutscene starts playing, because even after you deal the last hit, it's actually still possible for you to die. Because you notice that the robot smashed the floor in some parts, and if you hit the robot in such a way that the avatar falls back onto the parts that the robot smashed, you can still fall to your death. I've had that sometimes where I'm like, oh yeah, I did it, I beat the second phase, and oh wait, nope, I fell to my death. Alright, so for this last part of the fight, I'm just gonna go into the concentrate mode, because this requires a stun lock strat, basically. Just because I need to do some counting. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Alright, we should be in the clear, actually. There's one more stun lock I have to do, but it's the easiest one, so I think I'm fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, we got it. Alright, cool. We got the stun lock strat. That was a very, very solid Mega Death Egg Robot. And time is coming up here. Alright, cool. Flat 54, wow. There we go. All right. I had my in-game timer up, and that was a 38 in-game time. So, yeah. My PB is a 30, is like a low 35, so I'll still take it. Really anything in the 35 to 40 range, I'm fine with for a marathon. No ending cutscene. Game's already completed, so yeah, that's it. But that was the Sonic Forces run. I don't have much to say other than if you're interested in the run, I'm going to do a quick plug for a tutorial series of videos that I'm doing right now. For this category specifically, I'm uploading them to my YouTube channel on like a weekly basis. So if you want to learn the game, I'm putting out tutorial videos for them on my YouTube channel. Same name as my Twitch channel. But yeah, that's all I got. So I guess we'll pass it on over to the next run then. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for doing the run. So we're going to have a very brief break so you can stretch, get some food, get a drink, and then we're going to be back with our next game, which is Donkey Kong 64, 20% run.